they should be loving this, because they the ones that gave me the game to do this. In addition to this, because it's West Coast rappers too that don't do that. Right. What made me raw is that I'm West, I got both. I'm the future of Black America. When we manifest the best of the West Side and the best of the East Side, and we bring that together.
I wanted my message to impact gang culture. You know what I'm saying? I wanted what I had to say to impact individuals like myself, young people that was in these areas that was controlled by gangbanging. I didn't want to preach to the choir, but I wanted to be able to say, you know, I'm one of you, and where I'm gonna go, wherever I end up, you're gonna know that you can end up there too. Whether it's at the top of the game or in a successful situation as a business owner, I came from this, and it's authentic, and I'm not on the outside of this culture. That's why I came in like I came in. I wasn't trying to like be on no super tough guy shit, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be clear that, you know, wherever I take it, I'm not different. I'm exactly the same. I've been through everything you've been through or you're gonna go through as somebody in that culture.
Election, I promise, I'm gonna be sitting across from all the candidates. I bet you. You know how I be making it? I promise you. I'm not even gonna be, I'm gonna be so far from where I am now in 4 years. God willing, I'm alive. It's all, I guarantee you, we will have our own political party.
You've always been an entrepreneur, and it does come through a lot on this album also. Just a lot of things you've done, having your own clothing line, having your own agency, and then your whole thing with the cryptocurrency that I was reading about that you've invested in, and you want other people to be able to invest as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's important because when I first met you, I always say this, you were really like at music industry seminars and summits and making sure you knew the business because you've been independent for so long.
Yeah. There's a lot of little jewels that you're saying in there. That's what I like. Like I said, the medicine really is in the candy because even when you drop a bar like about Dr. Sebi, like just that one thing, they killed Dr. Sebi will make somebody go research who Dr. Sebi is. They killed him.
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Messing up the medical industry.
You short stopping their grind. Why do niggas get killed for hustling in front of a nigga spot? You short stopping the grind. And these niggas, they check is billions. You got niggas that get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money.
Senator Kirk and Senator Durbin of Illinois proposing that 18,000 young black men who may have a gang affiliation of the gangster disciples would be taken off the streets. They said they had enough space for them in prison, but they have made no space for them in educational institutions and pursuit. They've made no space for them in the creation of job opportunities. They've made no space for them to make good use of their skills and talents and even to develop their skills and talents that they might become useful citizens in the cities in which we live.
I wanted my message to impact gang culture. You know what I'm saying? I wanted what I had to say to impact individuals like myself, young people that was in these areas that was controlled by gangbanging. I didn't want to preach to the choir, but I wanted to be able to say, you know, I'm one of you, and where I'm gonna go, wherever I end up, you're gonna know that you can end up there too. Whether it's at the top of the game or in a successful situation as a business owner.
Joanne Chesimard, have you heard of my sister? Assata Shakur. A political prisoner. She is looked upon now as a domestic terrorist. I met her when I was in Cuba. I talked with my sister. She terrorizes nobody. Why then would the Justice Department of the government of the United States make this sister a domestic terrorist. What is a political prisoner? According to the American Heritage Dictionary, a political prisoner is, quote, a person who has been imprisoned for holding or advocating dissenting political views. Here's what Joanne Chesimard said. I'm using her slave name, but I'm going to quote something from her. Her real name, that is an African name, Assata Shakur. She said that it means one who struggles, who fights for her people. She's now 65 years of age. They are offering $2 million for her capture. And now that she's labeled as a domestic terrorist, will our government find out where she lives and send a drone to kill her? Will you send people into Cuba to try to harm her and bring her back to America as a domestic terrorist? Listen to what she said. I had long ago become convinced that revolution was a science. Generalities were no longer enough for me. Like my comrades, I believed that a higher level of political sophistication was necessary and that unity in the black community had become a priority. We could never afford to forget the lessons we had learned from the counterintelligence program of the United States government. As far as I was concerned, building a sense of national consciousness was one of the most important tasks that lay ahead of us. I couldn't see how we could seriously struggle without having a strong sense of collectivity, without being responsible for and to each other. She went on to say, hip-hop can be a very powerful weapon. It was so powerful. I'm digressing from her words, that the enemy sought to turn it from a weapon of consciousness for our people into a weapon that glorified thug life, that glorified drug life, that glorified where the enemy had placed us in what Dr. King called a sanctuary of criminal activity. She goes on to say, the government recognized immediately that rap music has enormous revolutionary potential. Certain politicians got on the bandwagon to attack rappers like Sister Soldier. Do you remember her? And NWA. You've got various police organizations across the country that have openly expressed their hostility toward rap artists. For them, most rappers fall in the category of potential criminals, cop killers, or subversives.
I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York.
Right.
Because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Yeah. Did he
beat the case. And he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record.
Yep.
And nobody talk about it.
The government of the United States does not deny that under the counterintelligence program of the Justice Department of the United States carried out by J. Edgar Hoover, the Federal Bureau of Investigation worked night and day to destroy the unity between Malcolm X and his teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The government of the United States does not deny its desire to prevent the rise of a black messiah who could unite the nationalist element and the downtrodden element of our people within the black community. The government of the United States does not deny that of the thousands of dirty tricks used by the CIA in their attempts to destabilize and destroy the credibility of governments and leaders, to destabilize and overthrow governments, to murder world leaders. Every one of these tactics were brought to bear against black leaders and black organizations during the 1960s. The government of the United States does not deny that it used reporters employed by so-called respected journals to place articles in those respected journals designed to discredit, defame, malign, and limit the influence by falsely accusing certain black leaders. The government of the United States does not deny the fact that through her agent provocateurs planted in every black organization, that the government caused the spilling of blood in the black community and even the murder of some leaders of black organizations. The government of the United States does not deny the fact